So when you're rolling in traffic and you're headed to an appointment, and then a phone call comes in, and it's a person who's asking you for a notary appointment, and then as you're conducting the service over the phone, let's just say you take a route that you normally would not have taken, but needless to say, you end up taking this route, and then come to find out when you get on that route, there's traffic. So now at one point you were 5 minutes early for an appointment. Now you're 8 minutes late for the appointment. You were 5 minutes early for the appointment. Now you're 8 minutes late because you're just rolling in traffic. Right? So how do you communicate with your signers? How do you communicate with these clients, these people who paid you? Again, these are not loan docs. This has nothing to do with loan docs. You were 5 minutes earlier for an appointment. All of a sudden, you're 8 minutes late. How do you communicate that message to your signer? You know, what do you say? What message? Because you have to communicate with the person who paid you. This is a person who's paid you already. This is a person who has already put money in your pockets. They hired you. You have to tell people what's happening, what's going on. And boom, look at that. What I was saying is, prior to the appointment beginning, you communicate, you say, this is what I say. I say, hello, your notary's on the way. Expect the arrival time to be at the start time of the appointment. In this case, it was 12:30. And then, like I started off, I was on my way to this appointment, and then I booked another appointment, right? But what it did was, as I was talking, I normally would have taken a different route. Just under normal circumstances, I probably would have I would have went left. But instead, I went straight. No problem. I just have to get onto another freeway. I'll still be there in time. I'm still 5 minutes early, expected to arrive 5 minutes early before the appointment. But turns out that there's a crash. Of course. Of course. You have to drive into downtown. You have to find parking. You have to go into an office building. You have to probably take an elevator, and then you have to meet with these clients. You have to knock out some important documents. So you're rolling good. You're 5 minutes. With that in mind, knowing that you have to do all that, you're still 5 minutes early. Good. But because another call came through, it just threw me off just for a second. I answered the phone, my business phone, which is also my navigation, and I took the call. I knew where I was going ahead of time, so I know the route. I just went straight instead of went left. Like, I could have taken either one, but this one is the one that happens to have a crash on it. So I communicated that with my signer, saying, listen, that expected arrival time, here's the new updated arrival time. So it was 8 minutes later. So I've sent this person 2 messages. I've never once spoken to this person. It's completely automated, right? I was at my workout this morning, matter of fact, getting beat up by my fitness coach, like getting smacked around. And then that was early this morning. And so I leave that, and I get back into my car, and boom, I see I have an appointment. Never once spoke to this person, but I know that it's real estate related, and I know the location, I know the time. So I say, great, I've already blocked off my schedule, so I know it's not, they don't need it now, right? They don't need it now because otherwise they wouldn't have booked it for later on. So as I'm driving home, leisurely, taking my time, not rushing, because I know I have an appointment in the time in which I can make it. I got to get back to my house, wash dishes, hang out with my wife, hang out with the cat, take a shower, and then knowing that I have an appointment at 12:30. That was 8 o'clock this morning. Never once spoke to the guy. The only communication I've had with this guy is just at 12 o'clock, which is 30 minutes prior to the commencement of the appointment. I sent a text message saying that, hey, your notary's on the way. Expect the arrival times to be at 12:30. As I'm pulling out of my driveway, on my way to this appointment, like around 12:10, phone rings. It's another appointment, right? It's another person. Hi, we got a power of attorney. We're over near the airport, and we just need to get these documents signed, and we have just blah 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 blah. Okay, thanks. And so you book another appointment. Again, I'm pulling out of my driveway en route to my 12:30 appointment. I book another appointment as on the phone, right? Or they call, put it that way, they call, and I'm taking the information, and then I just help them. But I should have went left. Instead, I went straight. And as a result, now I'm in traffic. I was once 5 minutes early for the appointment. Now I'm 8 minutes late. But I communicated. I give an update to the signers. They've already paid me. I've never spoken to these people, right? But this is your client. They've paid you already. This is your client. It would be different if you haven't gotten paid yet, would it not? And be honest. Be honest. Be honest. If you have not yet gotten paid, it would feel a little bit different. Yes, you would treat them, hopefully, with the same level of excellent service that you would provide to anybody. Communication is key. But this person has already paid you versus someone who has not paid you yet. Imagine going to an appointment. Imagine this. And this is why I know this is important, because this has happened. This is why. Listen to this. Things happen as long as you communicate. Yeah, you're right. You should always tell people what the current status is. If something is not what it was expected to be. We do this all the time in the doctor's office. But when things are running late, we have to tell people, all right, this is what's moving. This is why pay attention to this. This is why I know this is important. All right, as the traffic starts to move up now. I think I'll still be there okay. This is why I know this is important, because there's two scenarios. One in which you get paid in advance. The second in which you don't get paid in advance. Check this out. Let's apply this same scenario to me, not to one. Now, I've gotten paid in advance. So I'm communicating with the person 30 minutes prior to the appointment, and I communicated with them that I'm late. They're like, thank you, great. Now, don't look at this from a notary's perspective. Look at this from a customer's perspective. Let's flip the script. Same scenario. I communicated with you. The only difference is that you haven't paid me yet, or you have not gotten paid as a notary yet. The only difference, you're on your way to this appointment, and you tell them 30 minutes before the appointment starts, hey, I'm on my way. I'll see you at 12:30, whatever time it is. Then they say, okay. Oh, no. They don't say anything. Let's say that's what happened in this case. No response, all right? But they expect me to come. And then 20 minutes later, I realize I'm not going to be there at 12:30. I'm not going to be there at the expected arrival time. In fact, I'm going to be 8 minutes late. If this person has not yet paid me, they can just say, hey, you know what? Just cancel the appointment. You understand? Does that make sense? Hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 30 minutes. And then in 20 minutes, you say, oh, there's some traffic on the freeway. There's a dog house in the middle. But I can't be there at 12:30. I got to be there exactly at 12:45 now. And then they turn around and say, hey, you know what? Never mind. Thanks, but no thanks. We found someone already. No one, they didn't even found nobody. Right? You found somebody that fast? Get out of here, man. That means you had someone the whole time. No, they're not saying that because they found somebody. They're doing that because they haven't paid you yet. You left, and what you gonna do? Try to collect money from them? You gonna send them a bill? I'm saying this because it's happened. And then I said, this is not happening ever again. You've eliminated the possibility of it happening. Completely removed it. That's what the automation does. You don't leave your house without getting paid. You don't leave your house without getting paid. And you'd be surprised. People want that. Enough with the timidness. Enough with the shy stuff and the, I don't want to, no. People want you to tell them to pay them. They want you to tell them that. So that when you say I'm late 20 minutes, I'm going to be late an hour. My car flipped over into the lake. I got a flat. I don't know. Shit happens. They want you to know that you are still going to come, or they're going to get their business taken care of somehow, some way. Now, let's say I was going somewhere very far. Let's say I was like really in distress. I was really I was like, somebody had some engine failure or something like that. Because I've gotten paid first, because I've already gotten paid in advance, I could technically just dispatch and outsource the job. But imagine me driving 45 miles and I haven't gotten paid yet. And then I get a flat tire. You think I'm still going to be excited about going to your appointment? You feel I'm going to be very excited and chipper and, about driving another 45 miles after my car just got a flat or just had some engine failure. Now I've got another stress in my life. No. All right, let's take one right now. I'm on my way to the appointment. Let's book another one right now. It's a great day at Oakland Notary. This is Jeremiah. What document can we help you with?
And I'm looking for a mobile notary in Oakland, California, available for this Thursday. Do y'all have any availability?
Yes, we absolutely do. We have a mobile service, so that means that we travel to your client. What city does your client live in? Oakland?
It's Oakland, yes, sir.
Okay. And can you confirm that your signer has a valid form of identification?
Yes.
Okay. And how many signers?
It'll just be one signer, and it's for some real estate documents.
Okay. Is this a loan closing?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like we can help you. So here's the next step. I'll text you a link to our schedule. If you're calling from a cell phone, if you're calling from a business line, I can email it to you and select the date that works well or the time for this Thursday for you and your client, and we'll be happy to come out and help you.
Okay. If you'll just go ahead and email it to me.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, I'll take your email address and I'll have my assistant send it right over to you. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
All right. You're welcome. Feel free to call if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Bye. I tried to pull the phone away so you didn't hear her contact information. So what's the next step? Book another appointment. You got to be able to book the appointments. Anytime somebody calls you, it doesn't matter how many people call you, just the ones that do. Just the They want you to tell them how you can help them. They want you to tell them. That's the automation. So what's going to happen next is she's going to go through a whole customer journey that's completely outlined specifically for her. And they're going to book the appointment. All right. Tonight, we're going to do the event, how to price yourselves. If you're not in that event tonight, you still have time, but you can't, it's not open to the public. You guys have to have tickets for this and you have to be on the mail list to get it. So that's for tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to go to this appointment. I told them I'll be there at 12:45 and it's 12:43. So I'm right on time as far as the updated time. And then I'm not going to take you guys in on this one because this is a corporate client right here. I usually would take, I'm going to post this later on. That's the reason why I don't want to put this this appointment online, because there's people, I'm starting to notice that there's people out there who I don't think they like what I do. Even though I'm trying to help you guys and show you guys how this works. ABC's always be closing, always book the appointment. I like that. Always book the appointment. There's no reason why you shouldn't book every single person that calls you. Oh, got another one. Let's see. Wait. Oh, this is this guy trying to sell me stuff. this is he's a marketing guy. He's trying to sell me ads, and I'm not doing it not right now. That would have been cool for you guys to listen in on that though. But I need to pull up this appointment real quick. But always be closing. But there's no reason why you shouldn't. Anybody who calls, they need a notary, and you're a notary, you got to get them. I mean, if they're looking for a notary. Sometimes people are not looking for notaries. So sometimes they're looking for lawyers. they're looking for attorneys and stuff, or they need one. That's the only exception. If they're not looking for notary, you know, they're looking for, oh, I had a woman call me this morning, power of attorney. Oh, that's too much. I'm gonna go somewhere that's much cheaper than that. Okay, because you're looking for something cheap. You're not looking for a notary. She said, that's the Tasha Mack way. Always be closing. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the people, they want you to do this. That's what they're calling you for. Close them. That's why they're calling you. I'm not saying, how do you market? You know, how do I make more people call me? No. Just get the ones who do. That's it. Just get the ones who do. Yeah, you want to run but that's got to be outlined, right? I know what the woman who just called me, I know what her next steps are going to be for the next 7, you know, like she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do this, and then she's going to do that. And then I'm going to meet her, and then I'm going to get it all done. All right? She's going to book the appointment, she's going to pay me. I'm going to then outsource it out because I don't do loan closings. And then the person who does the notary, the notary, they'll get paid first, just like I got paid first, and then they'll do an excellent job, and then we'll follow up with her, and then she'll write us a review, and then she'll book us again the next time she has a client out here because it was so simple. Like, it's just, that's it. It's not whether or not it works. It works. It's just whether or not you do it. People are looking for this. They want you to do this for them. I just gotta find parking. They said park in the garage. Shit. He said park in the garage. All right, I'm out of here, y'all. Take care. See you guys tonight. If you're in the class, I will see you tonight. Otherwise, if you're on the mailing list, go ahead and book or click into your mailing list, and you might have just missed the email, and you can still sign up. Otherwise, see you guys later.